And you know what I love about that is because most people don't get that. That collaboration is two people coming together and actually building something beautiful because you both bring strengths to it, right?
So I'm Coral, I'm from WOMAG.
I'm Dylan and I am from Curation. Okay, my question for you. So WOMAG has built strong design partnerships over the year. What makes the collaboration so meaningful for you?
So first and foremost, with everything in life, the journey is much better when it's shared,
Yes.
right? So when we form strong relationships with people who appreciate our craft and we appreciate their craft, it brings our materials to life. And it then goes completely beyond the product, it goes completely beyond the material, and it's actually about co-creating something that neither side could have done alone.
Right.
So we need each other, we want to be there for each other, and that is the true meaning of collaboration.
And you know what I love about that is because most people don't get that. That collaboration is two people coming together and actually building something beautiful because you both bring strengths to it, right?
No, exactly. And I think if you're able to take a step back and you're like, it's not about me, it's not about you, you put the ego aside.
Yeah.
It's actually about the end product, the end goal. And yeah, I think just bringing it all together.
Yeah, and you know what I think is really amazing about that is like the end product is the thing that I think is super important because it inspires more. So our collaboration or a collaboration, what it does is it takes it to the next tier and then other people get to experience that and they can get themselves lost in it. And that's what I think a true collaboration really is, like that meaningful coming together and building something so beautiful.
How important is partnership to you at this point in your business?
Wow, love the question. Objectively, partnership for me is really, really important because I believe that there's a zeitgeist happening currently where when you start merging different worlds together, it brings design forward in a way that we've never really experienced it. So like we've done collaborations with fashion designers where we've taken their fashion clothing and actually put it onto our furniture product. And that's something that I've never seen before. And I love their interpretation of it. The garment gets worn once, if it's a beautiful dress or whatever it is, but when it's in your space and you get to live it, I think it's such a beautiful way to express the way who you are and how you show up. So I believe collaboration is super important. And like what we spoke about earlier is two different minds coming together for the same intent. I think it's super beautiful. And then again, there's business side to it, right? The business side of it is you grow your following, you get brand exposure. And I also believe what it does is it adds an element of cachet, which people don't necessarily expect. So there's an element of surprise, which inspires again. And I think that inspiration is super important. People see WOMAG as a polished brand. But what's something behind the scenes that would surprise people to know how you guys actually work?
I think there's quite a lot that would surprise people.
Okay.
For starters, I invite all of you to come to our Pardon Island showroom before our doors open on a Saturday morning.
Okay.
And take part in the little drum and bass vibe that happens with the staff.
Right.
Yeah, then 9 o'clock we change the music.
And it's like a whole camaraderie, people get into the energy.
Yeah, well, it's just like they get to pick the music, right, until the showroom opens, and then they just kind of like have the absolute best time.
That.
And it hypes you, like, you know, it hypes you up a bit.
Yeah, totally.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that is really, really good. We should probably think about that for Curation.
Next team build that up.
Exactly. You guys can bring your team here and show us how it's done.
No, absolutely. No, but so from the outside, it does seem, you know, very polished. It's all like beautiful kitchens and like shiny surfaces, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's coordination, there's logistics, there's paperwork, there's dust. There's a lot of dust.
And that is fine just from
exactly,
the cutting and
all the masks. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but it's definitely more construction zone than like a beautiful photo shoot on most days. But we're human, and we want to enjoy our days at work, swearing by the printer. You know, as it happens, we actually had a full ban on sour sweets at the office because we all collectively just got a little bit too addictive to the sour sweets.
Really?
Yes. But there's a lot of laughter. It's loud, it's real, and I think that's just what makes the company so great as well, is that we know how to have fun, we know how to be ourselves, but ultimately at the end of the day, we do want the clients to get the polished versions of ourselves. You know, there's a certain element and expectation that you have from WOMAG.
Yeah.
We keep the swearing and the sour sweet addictions behind doors.
You want to be approachable, right?
Exactly.
And very desirable.
Yeah. So Dylan, you come up with things so fast. How do you stop yourself from building everything all at once?
Firstly, this feels like a trigger question. My brain runs very quickly. I think like I was saying to you earlier, I think the thing that slows me down now is, from a strategic point of view, is to make decisions that are longer lasting than decisions that are just quick on the fly. But what I do love about that is my brain has the capacity to find solutions and problem solve very quickly. It's actually quite uncanny, and sometimes what I really love is how my team use that in their favor. So they've learned how to get what they want out of me. So it's really, really smart. But I feel like the team is really good because they hold the mirror up to me and I get to really think about the decisions that I make. But I've been in the industry now for almost 2 decades in retail, and then starting my own business, and now having our retail business too. And I could run really quickly and do a lot, but then it's also like, where do you want to spend your energy?
Yeah.
And I think the older you get, you like really start thinking about your energy disbursement. So that's what happens when I get older, right? So maybe that's what's slowing me down, or just being a little bit more thoughtful. But
it's probably being a little bit more thoughtful. I think there's a lot of times designers and creators, they get so excited about what you're wanting to do that you just want to go.
Yeah.
And I think with the experience, and especially the experience that you have, you actually realize when you take a step back and you look at the detail, you realize that when you do slow down, you can actually put more into it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take away from the project, doesn't take away from future projects.
Totally.
It just, adds like an extra little sparkle to what you're currently doing.
Yeah, and I love that. I really love that. I think one of the things that I really enjoy is the ability to be able to take stock. And I think what happens for me is I move at such a pace that I forget about, I don't forget about it, but like when you look back and you connect the dots, you're like, oh, that makes sense of how I got here now because of this. But when you're in the moment of it, you're not thinking about how you think about what the decision results will be, but even that you can't control.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's like putting the right intention out. I say this to my teams all the time. What is the intent behind this? Not the out-tention, but the intention.
Yeah.
Because I think if you work on the out-tension, it doesn't always work out, but the intention always lands perfectly. And then the results are surprising. Like I sometimes go to the team, I'm like, I can't believe that we got this many views. And I'll get told, yeah, but it's finally right. We should be getting this. I'm like, no, but look, we got all these views. Like, let's get excited about this. So yeah, it's a great thing. But I think slowing down is better. WOMAG works with materials in such a precise way. How do you approach translating raw stone into something refined and human?
Quite a deep one.
Yeah, I also think so.
Quite a deep question. So I think natural stone already has a voice.
Yes.
It already has an essence. It's our job to listen.
Yes.
And then to shape and to form it. We're not here to overpower the stone. You'll know that if you create a design that's like way too complicated and then you choose a busy material on top of it, you've actually completely lost what you're trying to achieve.
Yes.
So it's super important to listen to the stone, take in what you're actually seeing. It's actually so funny whenever we have people walking around the slab yard, or even our natural
which is my
stone
favorite thing to
towers,
do on a Saturday.
Well,
it's so good.
Exactly.
Objectively, it's so
Thank
much
you.
fun. Yeah.
Our factory is my
Everybody
favorite place in the
this.
world.
No, it's so good.
So people literally, they just walk around and like instinctively, they just go and touch all of the materials. And it's kind of like, whether it's a marble counter or bar or whatever it is, or if it's just like raw slab, on a showroom floor, you are called to touch and to connect to nature by it.
Yes.
So I don't think we need to do much. I think the stone does it for us. We just needed to listen.
I love that. I love that. And then in the selecting processes, because stone is something that is still so vibrant and alive with all the grain detail and stuff like that. And I think for me, what makes it a little bit more human is when you have the different treatments on it.
Yes, all the different finishes.
Yes, because that really does, because some stone looks very flat.
Yeah.
But as soon as you add sandblasting or honing or whatever it is, it takes it to a whole different experience.
Completely.
And I don't think enough people know that there are these options to really bring stone alive.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of only natural materials. And it actually sometimes frustrates me, shouldn't probably be saying this, but it really does frustrate me sometimes where people want this like uber chic look, but they're like, but I don't want the red wine to stain this. And I'm like, that's the point. That's the memory.
Yeah.
That's the life because this is a living object.
Yeah.
Stone is living in my opinion.
And really the beauty is in the imperfections.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to carve those out, and
Totally.
and if you do, then that's where porcelain comes in, which is beautiful in its own right. You know, where
Sure.
you can edit away all of the
Sure.
imperfections, but it doesn't speak to you in the
Yes.
same way that marble
It's too
or
one-dimensional.
granite does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the changing of the finishes, it brings a whole nother element into it, because you can also, from a design aspect, you can also have one material on the same piece, but different looks. So it's a
Yes.
much more subtle difference in the design.
Got it.
No, it's incredible how it reacts. Some things don't react, some things go a shade deeper, some things go a shade lighter.
But what I do like is on a Saturday when I do,
Come meander.
and I love that I can actually say that I do it because I do that. Because I love the way, there's a feeling that you create in the spaces. And I understand it's a natural material, but I think the way WOMAG curated, it doesn't feel precious.
Yeah.
It feels lived in, and it adds to that life well lived. And I don't think, and I hope that this is what will help change how people perceive it, but it really does bring it to life.
Yeah.
It really does showcase who you are.
And
in
it's
your own-
approachable.
Yes. And I wish people would see that.
I know.
Yeah. And also like more natural materials.
Yes.
Objectively.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I understand the need for synthetics, but there's something about a natural material that just lives so beautifully. So I have to tell you this. So in our gallery space here, the tilers didn't like me, but I found these beautiful 5x5 white marble tiles, which are individually laid because I wanted some. Individually laid.
I'm 100% sure that there are some assassinations
Yeah.
on your back right
100%. But I wanted the. Objectively, it is a problem.
It's a big job to do all of this hand by hand.
And it went up both floors.
Oh my goodness.
But what I love about it is how it moves. When the light catches it in different times of the day, it comes alive, right? And I think that's exactly what people don't always necessarily notice.
Yeah.
And I hope that we have the capacity to show that to people, because I think it is so important.
But I think that's also where designers are so vital for the process, because a lot of times, you know, there's small details that end users don't pick up.
Totally.
And the designers just bring it all together.
Yeah.
And that's another point of the collaboration, you know.
Totally.
Just full circle.
Yeah, agreed.